climate change is an existential threat. It could, it actually threatens and is capable of wiping out all human life on Earth over time. I mean, I don't know how more existential you can get to that, but that doesn't mean that we walk away from our obligations, our national security interests in very dangerous parts of the world.
John,
You mentioned
he said it was more frightening than a nuclear war. Is that it's more frightening than a nuclear war in this moment?
The president believes wholeheartedly that climate change is an existential threat to all of human life on the planet. That's just science.
It's just science, man. Trust the science. Remember that? Joining me now, Marc Morano, obviously author of the book, The Great Reset. Hey, Marc, I've been trying to explain to people as gently as I can, not to be dismissive about anything going on in the world, but I've been trying to explain to them that our domestic enemies have not lost focus for even half a second on who they think the real enemy is, and neither should we.
No, they haven't. I mean, he actually said, John Kirby, the science tells us that global warming not is a bigger threat than war or conflicts, but than nuclear war. That is so beyond the even bonkers scientific scale that they normally operate in. It's hard to take seriously. But Biden said this originally, if you remember, at that Vietnam press conference. And now John Kirby is doubling down and sticking with this whole agenda. First off, we know that climate change, actually, if we are in a global warming phase, it actually leads to less conflict. The Center for Strategic and International Studies years ago and other studies have shown that the medieval climate optimum and warm times create less conflict, number one. There's less resource scarcity. It's the cold times we should be afraid of. But for them to come out, especially during, we have the Ukraine war, we have the Middle East tensions now between Israel and Hamas, and you have a congressional report out this week, Jesse, saying that the U.S. must prepare for simultaneous war between China and Russia. So the war machine's in full bore, but they're just saying climate is worse than all of that. And even if it goes nuclear, it's still climate change. This is the world in which we live, and we shouldn't sit back and allow this. I mean, every Republican senator, congressman should be condemning this as absurd, as unscientific, as dangerous. But I think they're, pretty silent at the moment, sadly.